Now, any of you at home worried about what to make for dinner after a long, busy workday? Lacking inspiration for flavorful meals the whole family will enjoy? We've got you covered with today's Daily Dish. In Chef Ricardo's latest cookbook, Sheet Pan Everything, you will find fuss-free, one-pan recipes the whole family will love. And he's going to make one in just a moment. But first, Ricardo, I have to know, why did you do a cookbook focusing on the sheet pan?
I wanted something very accessible. Everything have a sheet pan like this. Probably your parents gave you one when you left for your first apartment. It's inexpensive. It doesn't matter what type you have, how much it costs. You'll be able to create great memory, great dishes, from simple stuff to entertaining food. This is why.
And listen, I have to say, highly endorse this cookbook by Leo. I got it in the mail. Right. I took it out of the envelope. I went to go wash my hands. He had already opened it up to the salmon teriyaki. No. He was taking the salmon out of the fridge. It was incredible. We've got a shot of it. It tasted so good. And Ricardo, it's a testament to you and your recipes. They are simple. They are packed with flavor. And today, you were making a paella for us. So how do you start?
I mean, a paella is something you would actually make to entertain. And sometimes it doesn't mean I want to have friends or family over. Eventually we'll have more, but I want to spend 4 hours in my kitchen. So this is the perfect thing. There's 3 steps into this classic Spanish dish. Of course, I took a couple of shortcuts. It's not as if you were in Spain, but the flavors are there. So let's start with the chicken. So it's a pound of boneless, skinless chicken thigh cut into cubes in a bowl. I mix this with, and this is a big part of the flavor of this dish, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. It's very mild, but you will have this smoky flavor. Then 1 teaspoon of salt, about a tablespoon of tomato paste, like this, and of course garlic, a couple of cloves like this. You will toss this around and put this on your baking sheet. Don't put any parchment paper or foil. And I will add to this 1 bell pepper, red bell pepper, diced and seed, of course. If you put this on your baking sheet with, it could be foil, it could be parchment paper or a silicone mat, the juice is gonna go underneath it. So I prefer to take my pan and just throw everything on it like this. And a very important step when you're cooking with sheet pan like this, it has to be 1 even layer. Everything caught has to be the same size and 1 layer, so it will roast or grill at the same time and everything's gonna be ready. So I have preheated my oven to 425 Fahrenheit. Just throw it there for 15 minutes.
When do we start the rice? Do we do that when it's waiting there in the oven?
Rice, couscous, potatoes, pasta. You do this in a pot. Meanwhile, the rest is in the oven. So in your pot, you will bring to a boil 4 cups of chicken stock. If you want to make it even fancier, take out 1 cup of chicken stock, replace it with a cup of white wine if you want. But if you don't want to put any alcohol, 4 cups of it, it's all good. To this, I will add 1.5 cups of paella rice. This paella rice is a round rice. And you're gonna say, well, if I don't have any, take any round rice you would use to make a risotto, like arborio. There's a couple of varieties like that. Throw this here in your boiling stock, and there's something unique in the paella, and it's the saffron. Saffron is from a flower. It's the heart of the flower. It takes a whole lot of time to pinch this one at a time. So add this there. It will add not only flavor, a big pinch, but also the color, a bright yellow color. Bring this to a simmer. Let it simmer for about 15 minutes until the rice is cooked but al dente. It won't give you a dry rice as we would do for a saute. It will give you a rice that has some texture. Let me show you. Like this. Like this. It's not sticky. It's just like texture. You know what you do with this? Throw it on your chicken. Here. The whole shebang. You put this here, like this. You stir it. And you will add your shrimp and your peas. So 1.5 cups of frozen green peas, like this, on top. And 3/4 pound of frozen shrimp. And you could go with mussel too if you want. Any type of seafood is always good on this. So I have and they look like cooked, but they're organic shrimp from not Brazil, but Argentina. God, I have the memory of my chicken. So you just put...
Ricardo, does it matter? Does it matter how big the shrimp are? They're from Argentina, but does it matter how big they are?
Actually, if they're huge, cut them in half. But otherwise, between 5 to 6 minutes, they'll be ready. Just throw this here. I'm going to show you the results. And you see, because like I didn't know how long it was going to take. So after 10 minutes max in the oven, take them out. If you're not ready for dinner, put a foil on it, and it's good for at least another 10 to 15 minutes. And this is what you'll have.
Oh, that's lovely. That is so good.
Isn't this beautiful? And it smells so good. And the beauty of this, that you don't have to do anything else to this. You can just add some lemon wedges. And I would put the whole sheet like this on the table. So the family is going to serve themselves. Everyone have the portion they want. And I mean, this is a party in itself.
I think that's a beautiful thing. It's an easy meal. It's a flavorful meal. And it is a meal that is in your cookbook, which is filled with incredible recipes. Thank you, Ricardo.
Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day.
It's so good to see you. That recipe is up on our website at cityline.tv.